You can't hop a plane to Schulenburg, Texas. The nearest airport is 100 miles away. But aviation is a big part of this tiny Texas town. You could say Schulenburg is the mecca of model airplanes.
As the aeronautical age became more and more popular, I think that brought about the boom in the toy airplanes.
Victor Stanzel never had the money or opportunity to learn to fly. Nope, he was a poor farm boy back in the 1920s, but he dreamed of piloting his way across the sky. He might never get the chance in the real thing, but with a model airplane, his imagination could soar. And so, with only pictures from magazines as a guide, Victor built a model plane in his bedroom, sold it to a friend, and a business was born. 75 years later, Stanzel toy planes are still flying off the shelves.
It was certainly a booming, bustling place. People were moving in all directions, doing many, many things.
While other boys were flying model planes,
Looked at the hovercraft in the days when the hovercraft first came out.
Ted Stanzel was learning how to make them.
Electrojet F2000.
Growing up, he was a regular at the factory, watching the machines and learning the business.
Before the helicopter came out was the gyro, has the rotors on the top.
Today, he's piloting the company his uncle made famous. It is a simple toy born from a simple idea that is simply a success. The designs took off in the 50s, and after all these years have never really changed. The planes are in a holding pattern, a time warp of toys.
Pretty unique line. I don't know of any other line, certainly not now, that is available that flies quite like this. There's several things you have to keep in mind. Just have to have good batteries in there and keep your line straight and just let it go.
Ted loves to share his joy of model planes, but he hopes folks will remember the history of the business too. So the Stanzels have formed a foundation and a museum in hopes of inspiring others to soar.
The Stanzel Model Aircraft Museum is part of the culmination, if you will, of this business. The Stanzel brothers set up a foundation for charitable educational opportunities for people in the Schulenburg and Weimar communities. That was one of the first things that was set up, was a museum to collect everything that the Stanzel brothers, Victor and Joe, designed and developed in their entire career. It is quite an honor, really, to have a museum and a foundation that spends money to help others. You know, it's great feeling.
And it all started with a little boy making planes in his bedroom.
Very true, very true. Carving little airplanes about 75 years ago.
The toys may have stayed the same, but Victor Stanzel's company has changed. Time, it seems, has caught up with this old factory, and where there used to be more than 100 folks putting together wings and wheels, now there are 2. Fact is, they don't make model planes here anymore, and as soon as they sell the inventory on hand, the Victor Stanzel model plane will fly off into history.
What happened?
Well, it's in a nutshell, I guess it was the change of the times. Children play less with airplanes now than they did when the toy airplane boom was here. Technology, I think, took over and provided an awful lot of handheld computers and games and Nintendos, and you can go on, and I think that had a great impact on whether or not this business would continue. I think the day is coming when we'll have to put a padlock on the doors and walk away from the toy business. Yes.
Dust fills the factory and cobwebs cover the walls. Stanzel model planes may have permanently gone to the hangar, but their legacy lives on. The world has the Wright brothers, but the Stanzel brothers belong to Schuelenburg, a tiny Texas town where a farm boy's dreams took flight.
And all in all, I think it was, they did a marvelous job at putting a business together. I'll feel that way all the time.
Thanks for hopping in and traveling with us. Now click the subscribe button for more videos like the one you just saw.